margin that it was a clear and decisive winner. There needed to be another round. There needed to be another round. It was not by that wide a margin.
Can I ask something?
You got to knock the champ out. You got to knock the champ out.
Let me ask something.
What was the reason that there wasn't another round? Who was stopping there being another round?
Jay just decided last week that it was.
but the rules were there could be a tiebreaker.
Yeah, it was a tiebreaker.
The judges. That's why he was arguing backstage
But he was just
with them.
outvoted.
He was outvoted.
So the other judges wanted to make a decision off of 6 people.
Nobody under the bus.
Yeah.
It's like this. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus.
Judges.
But all I'm saying is, I'm not going to throw. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. I'm not going to throw the other judges under the bus. But I feel as though that they already knew who they were going to pick beforehand.
I can't. I just got to interject with you because just for once, I will admit this week. That vibe with the predetermined of who's gonna win, maybe. The week before,
with King and everybody,
the front runner the week before was Grief.
I agree with you.
Until he let Nut outshine him on his track.
I agree with you.
He messed up.
I agree with
Grief fall because that's who.
Oh yeah, Grief couldn't remember his whole verse.
He came back since the award show.
I agree with you.
And I was like, if he do Cloud 9, Gorilla. Standing ovation, you're gonna have a problem. I told Phil that.
No, we actually sat out here
right after he performed it at 20 Horse, and I said,
but he did some new joint and forgot his whole verse. Yeah.
And to be honest,
so at that point I said it's wide open.
And I even said, because me and Jay were talking. You said, well, who you think about the King of the Mob? I said, to be honest, I said, Ice is the favorite because he's the champ. I said, but the dude that's really on his heels, Grief. I said my dark horse, if he really comes through, AV Nut. Yeah. I said AV Nut is my dark horse. I said, but anybody else, it's wide open.
You don't know what you're gonna get out of Nut sometimes, man. I think Nut is a hell of a performer.
Nut is,
when he on his A game, he definitely a problem, man.
I've never seen him give us
it's where his head
bad performance.
Nope. Never seen Nut give us.
The only criticism I ever
is the song selection at the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think
because it's not right for that crowd.
I think you just need to give him a little more Nut. You know what I'm saying? Just give him a little more. You know what I mean? That's the only thing.
I think now because how he feels right now. I think you're going to get a little bit more.
Yeah, I read his post.
No, that's why I love his final round.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
That's why I love his final round. His final round, if you listen to his lyrics, Nut told you who Nut was. Yeah. And that's why I liked his track. And that's why I couldn't decide because it was like, okay, Patch had the track that was a little gimmicky, but it was tight. And I liked him, the whole concept of I'm taking the crown, blah, blah, all that stuff. Okay, cool. I like the concept. Will that track be relevant a week from now or a year from now? Probably not really.
No, you got a point.
But for the competition, it worked.
Yeah.
But Nut gave you a track that Nut could do 5 years from now, and it's still going to be a hot track.
But I think that you got to look at Pat's song two ways because he wasn't just talking about. Of course, he was talking the king, but he was talking about being the king of South Jersey.
I agree, but I'm saying it was especially relevant for that competition.
Yeah.
Whereas Nut brought a track that's relevant, like I said, whenever he drops it. He goes, checking my mirror, make sure I'm not confused for a fucking lane. He goes, then I seen my man come through with the fucking range or something like that. And he's like, and I think what I'm going to do in this lane. And it's like, he literally broke down a story about why he does what he does. That's what it was. He told you everything about him at that track. And it was a nice track, like I said. I think it's a track that's going to stand the test of time more so than what Patch did.
I agree with that. And
that's why I couldn't decide.
And I'm telling you, when Ice got up there and that beat dropped and he started spitting, I was like this. I was like this. I was like this. I was like this. I was like, there is a problem. I said,
you put that King thing in there, I was like, oh my God, they got problems. I like, they got problems. That was clever. That was clever.
I loved it.
That was clever.
So I expected some gimmicky. Listen, I expected the gimmick. This is what y'all don't understand. I ain't taking nothing away from the gimmicky shit. But I expected it. That's why I had it set. Let me tell you something. I told you, I didn't tell you they had. My whole fucking program was fucked up. And I put that shit together at the last second. I had a whole, for my one song, I had a whole show for motherfuckers, right? And then my engineer leaned down on me. I couldn't get in touch with him for 2 days. We had the shit done. All you had to do was send it to me. And that's why I'm calling him all day, every day. My other dude that's supposed to come and do something special, my girl when he's supposed to do it. So he had somebody else do that shit, right? And I mean, it was crazy. Then I couldn't. Then I called my other dude. I didn't even think of you. Called my other dude to try to get to the booth. You know what I mean? It's 4 o'clock. I'm calling my other dude trying to get to the booth. Let me call you back. I'm like, all right, he gonna make it work. 45 minutes skate by. Come on, man. All the shit I deal with day to day. And I had called my cousin. Hey, cousin, listen. I need you to get me this CD right now. That's what took me so long to get there. I need you to give me the CD right now. I got you. I leave it in my mailbox. Shot to his crib.
Yeah.
Came right to the joint. Put that shit together and still made it work. Had the long talk with Sadie. Listen, this is what we need to do. It need to be.
Yeah, Sadie. It was like this. First he's like, yeah, first we need track number 1. And then you gotta go 27 seconds into this. I'm like, wait, I gotta get a piece of paper for this. Just started getting all the.
Because I didn't want it to break down too long.
Right, but I see what you're saying.
But I had to have that down with the king part in there.
But it was perfect how you did it. Like what you're saying, how everything, like, you know, the engineers like didn't work with, but how you put it together at that last moment. I started, look, well, he's the king of the mic.